true confidence, true self-esteem. Those words, they have actual, we've been trying to drink the water ocean. We've been trying to drink the word ocean our whole life. And we're wondering why we're so thirsty. These words are experiences. They want you to experience bills. That's what they want. Yeah, go on your life. I want them to hear it. And my face too. They want you to experience bills and lack of time. So those are the words that are running through your head. The words are an experience. Communication is an experience. Without experience, you don't even know you fucking exist. The only way you know you woke up this morning is because you experienced waking up this morning. And if you experience dreaming state right now, all you would know is you're dreaming right now. Like all you have is your experience. But your experience has been coded. Right? Coded. Hacked. It's in the movies. They have it. They tell us. They show it. How many times have you heard it's in plain sight? And then everybody goes and repeats it. Show me. Show me. Don't tell me anymore. Show me. And if you can't speak about it, you don't have the language to speak about it, then go find the fucking language. You want to hear a Zapar song right now? Yeah. There was a time when the fine girl was so fine and she was out of your reach, and then one day she's just not qualified and you're going to go fucking swallow her. Same thing with the demon of seduction from Goetia. This is his song now. This is what he feels. Everybody welcome AZD, Arise Apart Motherfucking D Bazaar, also known as Spider to the closest people. This is IMC Nation, International Masters Council Worldwide. We are a movement and we have a technology of the mind of transformation. I've been in the transformation game in a long time. And there's people that have known me for 18 years online, 15 years, 10 years, right? Some people brand new. And if you've ever read these books like The Secret and all that other stuff, what if they were real, right? So I'm proof of that. And we have a movement on Earth, a movement like Black Lives Don't Matter and what is that? Racist feminists, whatever those guys are. Anyways, we're a movement.
White Guys for Kamala.
White Guys for Kamala, things like that, right? Mexicans hate Trump or whatever. This is a movement of evolution, okay? And it's a technology. And you're going to hear what we do briefly. This is what we're doing, and then I'm going to lecture for about 10 minutes after that, and then we're going to move on. So you only need about 15 minutes here today. Here we go. Enjoy. This is who we are, and this is what we do. This is the technology of IMC Nation, and a little bit of science behind it.
Welcome to the jungle. Today, you've stepped into a world unlike any other, a dimension where the impossible becomes possible, where the boundaries of your reality begin to blur. I am AZD, known as Spider, Gaia's demon hunter, the exorcist of the beast. I am the one who hunts the darkness, confronts the shadows, and reclaims the power hidden within. Today, I will guide you to a revelation that will change everything you think you know about your existence. Imagine this. Every choice you've ever made has created a ripple. Every hesitation, every leap of faith, every moment of indecision has split reality into countless threads, a web of parallel universes. Within each thread, there is a different version of you. Some are weaker, some are stronger, some are living out the life you've always dreamed of, but never dared to pursue.
There.
Today, I will teach you how to find those threads and step into them. This isn't fantasy. This is science, ancient wisdom, and the primal instincts of the beast combined into a system we call quantum leaping.
That's what
the technology of transformation.
That's our technology.
The philosophers of the East spoke of this power long ago in the language of yoga and martial arts. They called it alignment, flow, and meditation. The warriors of old moved through dimensions with precision, their minds sharp as blades, their bodies like flowing water. Quantum physics now proves what the ancients knew, that reality is not fixed. Reality is a choice. Reality is yours to mold.
Prove me wrong.
Think of the spider spinning its web. Every thread connects, each one a pathway to power.
Mom.
The spider moves with intent, choosing its path, claiming its domain. You are that spider. Your web is your mind, your energy, your reality. And within this web lies a hidden truth. There is a version of you who has already conquered the challenges you face. There is a version of you who stands fearless, dominant, and unshakable. That version exists. And today, you will learn how to summon it, to manifest it, to become it. Close your eyes for a moment and feel it. The pull of the jungle, the heartbeat of Gaia, the pulse of the earth beneath your feet.
Earth is alive.
Somewhere in another dimension, your stronger self is waiting. He calls to you. She calls to you. They call to you with the roar of the lion, the whisper of the recluse spider. Hear them, feel them, and know this. With precise language, with focus sharper than the edge of a blade, you can step into their skin, their strength, their reality.
Skinwalkers.
Understand this. The world you've lived in until now is a cage. It's a construct designed to keep you small, compliant, tame. But you are not tame. You are beasts, and beasts were never meant to be caged. To leap into a new dimension, you must first let the beast within you awaken. You must let go of the limitations, the doubts, the lies that have been whispered to you by a world afraid of your power.
Ooh.
Quantum leaping is the key to that freedom. It is the weapon forged from ancient wisdom and modern science. It is the path of meditation, language, and mastery of your own mind. And it is here today, waiting for you to claim it. You've always known, haven't you? Somewhere deep inside, you felt it. The call of a greater version of yourself. The urge to break free, to expand, to dominate your life. That call is not a fantasy. It is a memory of who you were always meant to be. I am here to guide you into that memory. I am here to awaken the beast within you, to show you the path of the demon hunter, the exorcist of Gaia. Whether you are new to this path or one of my bona fide beasts, know this. You are here because you were chosen. Not by me, but by your own untapped potential, by the stronger version of you who reached through the dimensions and pulled you into this room today. Welcome to IMC Nation. This is not just a movement. It is a new reality. A reality where beasts rise, where humans evolve, and where the weak are left behind. Step forward and claim your place among the hunters. Step forward and let the quantum leap begin.
Now, there's a book called Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, and we're lucky because we have a yogi and a master here who's traveled the world and trained with these people. Can you tell us a little bit about Patanjali, just layman's terms? What is this book to yoga?
Yeah, it's one of the...
It's Captain Ramsey, Tiger.
Yeah, it's widely referenced as one of the most important texts in all of yoga and Indian tradition. It's written by a self-realized master, but, you know, esoterically we know it as actually his students wrote it, each book from a different student, as many of the great teachers.
Hermes and others.
Even the
Jesus.
Bible, Buddha, like that's just how it happens.
Except I'm writing the book here. We're lucky. This is a book that was written by a man who was taught by the Naga, the serpents that were half serpent, half humanoid kind of thing. And supposedly he's their child. That's what mythology says. Mythology is actually history. That's what it is. It's mythology to us, not to the people that live there. Just like our current situation is going to be mythology 1,000 years from now, but it's real to us and we're living it, right? And it says in there that the wisdom of the East. So I'm going to read a book that people have a very hard time understanding. I'm going to read from book 3 of it. And if you heard that, let's see what Patanjali says. If he's talked about this thousands of years ago, he says, the binding of the perceiving consciousness, the one that's perceiving. I'm not going to go too deep into it. I'm just going to kind of read it fast, actually. The binding of the perceiving consciousness to a certain region is attention. A prolonged holding of the perceiving consciousness in that region is meditation. When the perceiving consciousness is meditative, is wholly given to illuminating the essential meaning of the object contemplated, and is freed from the sense of separateness and personality, which is your mask, your trap. This is contemplation, samadhi. When these three, attention, meditation, contemplation, are exercised at once, the Holy Trinity, this is perfectly concentrated meditation, sanayama. By mastering, number 5, by mastering this perfectly concentrated meditation, we have those 3 qualities. There comes an illumination of perception. This power is distributed, given in ascending, going up degrees. This threefold power of attention, meditation, and contemplation is more interior than the means of growth previously described. But this triad, Father, Son, and the Spirit, Father, Holy Spirit, and Son, and this triad is still exterior to the soul vision, the soul, which is unconditioned, free from the seed of mental analysis. That condition exists, but you can't play a game like that. The game requires you to pick an identity and move. Goals and dreams. One of the ascending degrees is the development of control. First, there's the overcoming of the mind impress of excitation. Then comes the manifestation of the mind impress of control. Then the perceiving consciousness follows after the moment of control. I just told you guys in the last class, just keep the focus on that. The rest will happen. Through frequent repetition, exercise of music, practicing, singing, dancing, fighting, weightlifting, new language. Through the frequent repetition of this process, this is Patanjali talking, the mind becomes habituated to it. You have habits, right? I have a habit of being this. And there arises, and the word is equable, which means a balance. It doesn't cuckoo. An equable flow of perceiving consciousness. 11. The gradual, step by step, conquerors. Got that word? The gradual conquest of the mind's tendency to flit from one object to another, and the power of one-pointedness. Manu says to me, with your focus and concentration, you can do this. And the power of one-pointedness make the development of contemplation. When following this, 12, the controlled manifold tendency and the aroused one-pointedness are equally balanced. Equally balanced parts of the perceiving consciousness. You got that? Yeah. It says that. I thought it was a misword. Sometimes they write, like fucking put the wrong word in. I don't think it's what it's. I'm just going to read what it says. The development of one-pointedness. Then, through this, the inherent character, distinctive marks, and conditions of being and powers. Powers. They don't want you to know there's such thing as powers. And powers, according to their development, are made clear. Patanjali. 14. Every object has its characteristics, which are already, what do you say? cute one. My thumb is on it.
Oh, down there.
Yeah.
Oh,
How do you say that?
quiescent.
Every object has its characteristics, which are quiescent. What does that mean? He's going to tell us. Every object has its characteristics, which are already quiescent.
A state or period of inactivity or dormancy.
Sleeping. Well, wake up the sleeping giant Euphrates, Arash. Then speak from it and wake it up in others. I shall. I am. Every object has its characteristics which are already quiescent. Those which are active and those which are not yet definable as I go to my next level. 15. Difference in stage is the cause of difference in development. 16. Through perfectly concentrated meditation on the 3 stages of development comes a knowledge of past and future. Those words mean what they say. 17. The sound and the object. The sound. You know what that means? Sound means sound. The sound and the object and the thought. The sound, the object, and the thought. Called up by a word are confounded because they are blurred together in the mind. By perfectly concentrated meditation on the distinction between them, there comes an understanding of sounds uttered by all beings. I have all of these abilities. Come test me. 18. When the mind impressions become visible, there comes an understanding of previous births. This is yoga. If you ever wore yoga pants and did yoga, you didn't know yoga. That's not yoga. That's McDonald's. 19. By perfectly concentrated meditation on mind images is gained the understanding of the thoughts of others. He thought I was fantasizing. 20. But since that on which the thought in the mind of another rests is not objective to the thought reader's consciousness, he perceives the thought only, and not also on which the thought rests. 21. By perfectly concentrated meditation on the form of the body, by arresting the body's perceptibility, and by inhibiting the eye's power of sight, inhibiting, there comes the power to make the body invisible. You weren't in my staff meeting, but they didn't see me do it right in front of them. 22. The works which fill out the lifespan may be either immediately or gradually operative. By perfectly concentrated meditation on these comes a knowledge of the time of the end, as also through the signs. 23. By perfectly concentrated meditation on sympathy, compassion, and kindness is gained the power of interior union with others. Tell me if I have all of these powers, I haven't missed one. 24. By perfectly concentrated meditation on power, even such power as that of an elephant may be gained. Patanjali. 25. By bending upon them the awakened inner light, there comes a knowledge of things subtle or concealed or obscure. 26. By perfectly concentrated meditation on the sun comes a knowledge of the worlds. 27. By perfectly concentrated meditation on the moon comes a knowledge of the lunar mansions. 2010, how many years ago? More than 2,000. It was there when the Buddha was there. He's 2,000 years ago. He practiced yoga.
That's true.
He's one of the gods put him down. He's one of those guys who the gods contacted directly to give us yoga. By perfectly, 28, concentrated meditation on the fixed pulsar comes a knowledge of the motions of the stars. 29, by perfectly concentrated meditation on the center of force in the lower trunk brings an understanding of the order of the bodily powers. Watch my body, how it moves and what it does. 30, by perfectly concentrated meditation on the center of force in the well of the throat becomes the cessation of hunger and thirst. 31, by perfectly concentrated meditation on the source of force in the channel called the tortoise formed. Don't know where that is. Don't know what he's referring to. Comes steadfastness. 32, through perfectly concentrated meditation on the light in the head comes the vision of the masters who have attained. Welcome to the council in my head. I've been telling you for a while. 33, or through the divining power of tuition, he knows all things. 34, the perfectly concentrated meditation on the heart, the interior being comes to the knowledge of consciousness. 35, the personal self seeks to feast on life through a failure to perceive the distinction between the personal self and the spiritual man. All personal experience really exists for the sake of another, namely the spiritual man. You have to orient yourself as spirit. Die of flesh, be born of spirit, says Jesus. 36, therefore, 36, thereupon are born the divine power of intuition and the hearing, the touch, the vision, the taste, and the power of smell of the spiritual man. 37, these powers stand in contradistinction to the highest spiritual vision. In manifestation, they are called magical powers. Real magic. 38, through the weakening, to make something weak, of the causes of bondage, and by learning the method of, it's called sassing. I don't know what he's referring to, just quantum leap. The consciousness is transferred to the other body. 39, through mastery of the upward life, the mastery of the upward life that I'm living now, comes freedom from the dangers of water, morass, and thorny places, and the power of ascension is gained. 40, this is why you do yoga, not to relieve stress, which is also part of it. 40, by mastery of the binding life comes radiance. 41, from perfectly concentrated meditation on the correlation of hearing and the ether comes the power of spiritual hearing. 42, the web. By perfectly concentrated meditation on the correlation of the body with the ether, and by thinking of it as light, as thistle down, will come the power to traverse the ether. Let's travel in the next class. 43, when that condition of consciousness, it's a condition of consciousness, not the body. When that condition of consciousness, what you're conscious of, is reached, which is far-reaching and not confined to the body, which is outside the body and not conditioned by it, then the veil which conceals the light is worn away. 44. Mastery of the elements comes from perfectly concentrated meditation on their 5 forms. You got that? He's walked through that second stargate. The gross, the elemental, the subtle, the inherent, the purposive. 45. Thereupon will come the manifestation of the atomic and other powers, which are endowment of the body together with its unassailable force. 46. Shapeliness, beauty, force, the temper of the diamond. These are the endowments of the body. 47. Mastery over the powers of perception and action comes through perfectly concentrated meditation on their 5-fold forms, namely the power to grasp their distinctive nature, the element of self-consciousness in them, their inherence, and their purposiveness. 48. There comes the power swift as thought, independent of instruments, and the mastery over matter. Why you do yoga. 49. When the spiritual man is perfectly disentangled from the psychic body, he attains to mastery over all things and to a knowledge of all, the Vedas. Maharishi is an example of someone. 50. By absence of all self-indulgence at this point, when the seeds of bondage to sorrow are destroyed, pure spiritual being is attained. You want to attain that before you die. 51. There should be complete overcoming of allurement or pride in the invitations of the different realms of life. Less attachment to these, to things evil arise once more. Karma. 52. From perfectly concentrated meditation on the divisions of time and their succession comes that wisdom which is born of discernment. Now we're losing it. So we're somewhere where we tracked it. Okay? Yoga. We're going to go to an all men's class. See you guys. That's our lecture.